If you want to find out the potential candidates for the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list, you will not want to miss this video. So getting right into this, here are my predictions for the April 2019 ban list. My first banned candidate I feel as though should be Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic launch. This is probably on all of the other ban list predictions, but I feel as though this card should be banned because of the fact that first off, it enables Degenerate Xyz Access. So what do I mean by this? Well, obviously, Rank Up Magic launch is a quick play, and it's easily accessible with Bard. With that in mind, you can easily rank up into an Azathoth or a Calamities once the Orcus Xyz monster comes out on the opponent's turn. And obviously, this isn't good or healthy for the game at all because Azathoth's going to turn off your monster effects or just any monster effects at all on that turn, and basically the same thing with Calamities. If we want to prevent this problem in the future, then we do need to ban the rank up magic. Obviously, yes, we can ban Bard, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily solve the problem if we ban Bard. It can still be searched with Silent Boots or hard drawn in general. Like, for example, if you have Orcus combo, and then you hard draw the rank up magic, then obviously, yeah, then your combo becomes so much better at that point. Well, I think Bard definitely is a good ban overall. I don't necessarily see it solving the problem in general, and then if it does get banned, then we can move over to the Dark Warrior variant, which could easily access the rank up magic by sending to Grave Silent Boots with Armageddon Knight. Next, let's talk about Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter and why I feel as though this card should also get banned. Honestly, this card's kinda degenerate as well. Being able to send 3 dragons to the grave is just not okay overall. For example, we have the Amorphage combo, so you can send Archbrave plus Goliath, and then on your opponent's turn, the Goliath will come back because of Archbrave, and now your opponent can't summon from the extra deck. Obviously, yes, your opponent just needs to clear the Goliath in order to, well, special summon from the extra deck, but it doesn't necessarily help that it is still hard to deal with. Plus, you still get to send another dragon to your grave. For example, that could be Destrudo in order to access level 7 synchros like Dawn Dragster. But just ignoring Archbrave, Goliath, and Destrudo, there are other dragons as well you can send to the grave. Literally any dragon in the game can be sent to the graveyard. And the worst part is, if they rank up into Dark Matter, there's no way of you stopping it because it's not cost to send to the graveyard. So the big appeal I feel this card has right now in the metagame is the fact that if you get hand trapped in the Danger Thunder Dragon deck and you just have 2 rank 8 monsters, then you can just go into Dark Matter and lock your opponent out of the extra deck at any point. So what I mean by this is, if you're going with the Chaos Dragon variant, because obviously you are, and you have a Legionnaire and I don't know, like a duo or something on the field, if you just leave them on the field, usually you would make Zombie Stein. However, the more powerful play now is to go for something like Dark Matter, and it just gets you more value overall. So with its ease of access and how powerful it is, and I mean, it's a 4K body that can attack twice, that's pretty powerful in of itself, but that doesn't warrant a ban. I think the other factors warrant a ban, and so honestly, I do think Dark Matter should be banned, especially because it limits design space in the future for dragon decks. You can't make a super powerful dragon card that activates in the graveyard, or else Dark Matter can be abused with it. Next, on to the limited section, and we have to start Saryuja. So basically, I would agree that Saryuja just needs to be limited. Multiple copies isn't healthy, especially when we have dangers in the game. If you're trying to dig for one of, well, dangers plus Saryuja make it easily accessible. It's just too much digging potential overall, and not to mention the special summons can be really powerful at the same time, along with all the digging potential. But honestly, the thing is, Saryuja should basically be a Pokemon card, and with that in mind, I definitely think Saryuja should be limited. Next, let's talk about Sky Striker. So to start, I think one big hit that needs to happen is Kagari to 1. This severely hurts the grind game. It forces them to play the equip spell, and really, if Kagari's at 1, they have to manage their resources so much better. And then the second hit, however, I don't think Kagari to 1 is enough, but I think what really seals the deal is Anchor to 1. And so you might be arguing, well, why Anchor to 1? Shouldn't we hit multi-roll, etc.? Well, the thing is, right, if we limit Anchor, then what that enables is, well, first off, it could honestly hurt the deck immensely, because now you only have one anchor to play with. You can't set anchor off of multi-role. You have to hard search anchor. If you're drawing your Sky Striker package, then obviously yes, that means that you will have one form of disruption in the form of anchor, but the rest of your hand basically needs to be disruption. And you can't set it off of multi-role anymore because you won't have any other copies, which is a big deal because being able to set anchor off of multi-role is one of the big appeals of Sky Striker during the end phase, that entire combo. But if anchor is just at 1, then you can't really set it unless you know you have game. While I do see multi-role being limited hurting the deck as well, it either stays at 3 or is banned. I think if it's banned, then Sky Strikers are dead. And the reason why is because obviously, yes, Sky Strikers do have the potential of getting multiple cards off of engage. But the real reason why this deck has such a good grind game overall is because of multi-role. You can flood your graveyard with spells and then be able to use engage, get multi-role, and then multi-role will keep recurring advantage overall. You're only drawing 2 cards with engage, but then with multi-role, you're literally setting 2 to 4 cards every turn. And I think that's a big difference to know. Multi-role will constantly keep doing this, and so overall, I definitely think multi-role is the biggest problem with Sky Striker. And if multi-role were to get banned, I could see this deck being severely hurt, especially because now they don't have as much protection and all of their plays are more fragile. Next, let's talk about Salamangreat. Honestly, I could see Salamangreat just getting a slap on the wrist, maybe like, I don't know, Gazelle to 2 or something, just something to decrease the consistency, but nothing to really kill the deck. And the reason why I say that is because, honestly, you think about it, they've only been around for a month now, and so with that in mind, I don't think Salamangreat could take a big enough hit. It's like when Zoo came out. Let's take Zoo as an example here. Zoo came out in around February, and then the following month there's a Banlist, and they got a slap on the wrist with Rapier to 2. I don't think Salamangreat are going to get destroyed on the next Banlist or anything, but I think they may get a slap on the wrist, and then otherwise they will still 100% be a viable deck going into the next metagame. Next, let's talk about dangers and how I feel Nessie and Jackalope should be limited. Limiting these two specifically don't kill the engine, and I think that's a big thing to know. If we were to limit one of the 3, it would probably be Nessie, because I think Nessie's just the overall best danger. So limiting Nessie would be good, but then we still have 3 Jackalope and 3 Tsukinoko. However, I could also see that because obviously Cherubini is coming out in the next set, and they want to make sure that dangers are around for Cherubini, for Burning Abyss, and as well there's a new danger support card, so I don't know if they'll hit Nessie and Jackalope to 1, but my prediction is Nessie should be limited, and honestly Jackalope should be 2. It doesn't hurt the engine a lot, and it makes it less powerful, but the engine doesn't necessarily die if these 2 cards got limited. Lastly, you might not be expecting this one, but I'm going to talk about White Dragon Wyverburster. So why would I suggest this? I don't think any other Yu-Gi tuber has predicted White Dragon Wyverburster on their prediction list. And the reason why I suggest White Dragon Wyverburster is because first off, the Guard Dragon engine and the Chaos Dragon engine just in general need to be addressed. Obviously, you're addressing it in other forms, but at the same time, I think directly it needs to be hit somehow. And White Dragon Wyverburster gives you the best overall access to the Guard Dragons. In general, the White Dragon and Black Dragon package is very powerful because of the fact that it gives you access to the Guard Dragons, but at the same time is also just 2 bodies inherently, and it's a Chaos package, being able to banish your Thunder Dragons. So the fact is, not only does it provide all of this power for you, but at the same time you can still play 3 copies of White Dragon Wyverburster. There's a 2-card combo with White Dragon Wyverburster and Battery Man Solar that enables degenerate plays and ends on the standard board. I feel as though this card should be limited to first off reduce the consistency of this package. Black Dragon is far worse than White Dragon because you're trying to banish the dark ones all of the time, and you can only do that with White Dragon. So if you were to limit White Dragon, it reduces the consistency of seeing it. It doesn't overall kill the package, but at the same time it definitely reduces the consistency of seeing it. While obviously yes, you can play cards like Destrudo, it's not really hurt by this hit all too much. I think it would be better to play something like Destrudo than to play something like the White Dragon and Black Dragon package at max copies, or at least White Dragon at 3 and Black Dragon at 2. This ban list is going to be a weird one, but I feel the most important things are Danger Thunder getting hit and ending the Degenerate Bard plays with the rank up spell. I do feel that Striker need to be hit, but otherwise, this should be a pretty interesting ban list. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel for more content like this one. With that, I'll see you guys soon.